Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jacqueline, and in today's video I'm bringing you a review, swatches, comparisons on the brand new Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Storm. Yes, this beautiful eyeshadow palette finally arrived to my door, and I'm here to bring you all the details about it. But before we get started, and if you're new here, please consider to subscribe to my channel and ring that little notification bell so you get to know whenever I upload new videos. Also, come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you want to know more about this Celestial Storm palette and a couple eyeshadow looks, then just keep on watching. Okay my friends, I'm very excited for today's video because I will be reviewing the brand new Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Storm eyeshadow palette, and let me show you what I got here. This is such a gorgeous palette. Do you see the outer packaging? Is this kind of like silver with a little bit of lavender hue to it, very pretty, and then when you open it up, there you go, you have the Celestial Storm. I think the cover of it, it's beautiful. It really recalls for a storm, and I really love this detail right here of a storm. You know, when there is a storm, you lose you're losing power, and then your TV goes like in lines. That's kind of like that detail that it says right there on the storm. Now this palette is actually made here in the United States. It's cruelty free, and it's good for 12 months after opening it. It also comes with 12 different shades. 2 of the shades are actually toppers, and then the rest are shimmers and mattes, and we will go over that in a second. They also come with 1.20 grams per shade, and now I'm sure you want me to open it up, right? Yes, and I'm gonna do so. There you go. This is how it looks like. It is just stunning. This palette right here, I was just so drawn to it. I was like, I have to have this palette. This palette is for me. I just love it. I cannot get over it. How beautiful it is. I think this is a perfect palette as we're transitioning into fall, Thanksgiving, the holidays, and Halloween too. And definitely this palette right here is something a little bit more adventurous. It's not your common you know, neutral shade type of thing. I mean, you can get actually a neutral look out of it with these shades right here and smoke it up a little bit with that, but what you're gonna get mostly of this palette are gonna be basically nighttime looks, very powerful stormy looks. That's what you're gonna be getting, which I actually love. And now this format right here is alike to all the Dominique Cosmetics eyeshadows. I have them all. She started with the round pans, and now she has these more geometric kind of pans for her eyeshadows that I think they are unique and they are super pretty. And I love that she also kept the background of the pants on that dark black. I mean, you can still see a little bit of the shades from the outer packaging right here, but overall is, you know, it actually just gives you a better idea of the eyeshadows themselves. It also comes with a very nice size mirror, which you know that I love good mirrors in my palette. Also, this palette costs $44, so it's alike to all her other palettes. And now into the swatches. We have Electric Amethyst, and then Astrid Last. Then I have here a Stargaze, which it has some blue. It looks blue in the palette and teal, but it has a very little reflex of kind of like a lavender magenta color. And then we have this beautiful teal blue color called Mystic Eyes. And then we have the topper Eternal Light. And again, this is just a topper. It doesn't have a true base to it. Then maybe one of my favorite shades in the palette, which I'm very impressed to say so, it is Zero Gravity. And this right here, it is a very neutral gray shade, but it's just so pretty. I don't know, the undertone maybe I don't know, it's just very neutral. It just looks so beautiful. And then the next shade is Lucid Dream. The next shade is Black Matter, and this is a shimmer shade. And what I'm noticing right here with the shimmer shades are very hardly pressed. I don't know because of the formulation or what, but this is a beautiful shade. Black Matter has a lot of little sparkles to it. And next shade I have here is a Storm Dust, which is more of that neutral shade with a lot of like red undertone to it. Next shade is another topper, which is Salties, and maybe one of my favorite toppers because it has a little bit of a coral tone and then a little bit of like champagne in it. Next shade is Lunar Eclipse, and this is also a matte, and it's more of that orangey terracotta vibe. Super pretty. And then last is Fireball, which is another shimmer shade, and this shade right here is gorgeous too. Here they are all the shades. Also, I want to mention that I usually put the shades as well on my Instagram, so be sure to follow me on my Instagram so you can see different shades under different lighting, something that is not a studio light. I sometimes do also videos so that you can see the flip of each of the eyeshadows. So make sure you follow me on Instagram, don't forget that. Okay, my friends, and now if you're wondering how did I achieve this eye look, then let's jump to it. First, I'm going to start with the shade Zero Gravity. This shade right here applied super easy. It was super easy to blend. I'm just very impressed about this shade Zero Gravity. The shade is Mystic Eyes, and I'm using an eye shading brush by Sigma, the E55. And now I'm gonna go with the shade Stargaze, which is this beautiful teal shimmer shade. Okay, this shade right here is not actually grabbing into my brush. Let me see if I should wet it maybe with some Fix Plus, and maybe that will help to actually get into my brush. Interesting. Very hardly pressed. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with my finger for this shade right here, Stargaze, because it's not working with my brush or Max Fix Plus. It's just not giving me that vibe, but it's so beautiful. Okay, for this eyeshadow right here, I think you need to have a complete base under it because it's not super foil. And this is not one of the shade toppers. It's just the way it is. It's not super foil. So I'm just gonna pack a little bit more of the Mystic Eyes. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use the shade Black Matter to deepen it out my outer corners. Now I want to use one of the toppers in Eternal Light. Is this topper right over here, and as you can tell, it is actually a topper, just a simple topper. I'm just gonna apply it over top of this eyeshadow. Okay friends, for lower lash line, I'm gonna go again with Mystic Eyes. Then I'm gonna take the shade Stargaze, and I'm gonna try to put it on the inner part of my lower lash line. And then I'm gonna go to the shade Black Matter, and I'm gonna put it on my outer lower lash line just to deepen it out. And now I'm gonna go again with the shade Zero Gravity, and I'm just gonna diffuse the edges of these eyeshadow. And now I'm gonna go ahead and use the shade Salties. It's another topper, and I'm gonna try to put it on my inner corner, and because of that and because I know it's a topper, I'm gonna be using MAC Fix Plus, and I'm mixing it in a little with Eternal Light. Okay friends, and now I'm gonna go off camera, apply some lashes, and be right back with you. Okay friends, and here is the first look using Celestial Storm. I also want to mention that when you use these eyeshadows, they will leave you, I mean not all of them, but most of them, like the teal shades, the magenta shades, they will leave you a stain on your eyelids. It's nothing permanent, so make sure you use a base. I'm using right now my concealer, Born This Way concealer, and then I'm setting it too with my Fenty Beauty setting powder in the shade Butter. So first I'm going to start with the shade Lunar Eclipse. And now these shades, they are not super powdery either. I mean, they have a little bit of kickback, but not a, you know, like a lot. Not like an Anastasia eyeshadow powder. Next, I'm going to go to the shade Storm Dust, and I'm just going to place it on my outer corners. I'm gonna go back with this brush right here with nothing else, and I'm just gonna blend out the edges. Just like to do that, diffuse a little. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and put all over right here this gorgeous shade Fireball. Okay, and over top, just because I love it, I want to use Salties. And again, this is a topper shade. Just gonna go over the top. Okay, it doesn't have a lot of intensity. I mean, because it's a topper, that was kind of like the purpose of Christen Dominique. But I wish it just had a little bit more intensity. That would have been like amazing. I'm just gonna go ahead and deepen it up a little bit more. My eyelids with Storm Dust. Okay, and then on my lower lash line, I'm gonna go with Lunar Eclipse. And then with a more precise brush like the E30 by Sigma, I'm gonna go into this shade right here called Lucid Dream. And I'm just gonna place it right on my lower lash line to bring some pink to this eye look. And now I'm gonna go again with the shade Salties in a very small brush, and I'm gonna apply it on my inner corner. Again, this is a topper, so you will not be able to see much of it. You can use some Fix Plus, but it does the trick to illuminate that area. And then I'm going to illuminate also my brow bone. Okay friends, now I'm going to go off camera, put some lashes on, and come back with you with this eye look. Okay my friends, and here it is, another eye look with Celestial Storm. Okay friends, so now let's go into the other eyeshadow look. Okay, I'm going to start with the shade Zero Gravity just for my base. I honestly love these shades so much. I could wear it just by itself. Okay, and now I'm gonna go into the shade Lucid Dream. Now using my Sigma F44 brush, I'm gonna go into the shade Astrid Lust. Placing it on my outer corner. Making this shade a little bit on wiper motions with whatever is remaining in the brush. I'm just gonna flip it a little bit here. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the shade Electric Amethyst with my finger. This shade right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and use the shade Fireball, and I'm going to apply it in the inner part of my eye. Now for my lower lash line, I'm going to go to the shade Astroglass. And then I'm going to go into the shade Electric Amethyst, and I'm going to apply it on my waterline on top of the other shade Astroglass. Now I'm going to go into the shade Saltis. Now Saltis is a taupe, and I'm going to be using my MAC Fix Blast. I'm going to apply it on my inner corner and my brow bone. Okay my friends, now that I'm done with this look, I'm gonna put some lashes on and then be right back with you so you can get to see the final look. Okay my friends, and here it is another look using Celestial Storm. Okay my friends, now Electric Amethyst, Lucid Dream, which is this magenta color right here, and then this color right here, Astroglass, those are actually pressed pigments. And looking into the palette, at least in the palette, it doesn't say anything about restrictions to use it on the immediate eye area or not. It gives you the ingredients on the back of the palette, but it doesn't give you, I mean in the back, it gives you the ingredients on the Unicard, but it doesn't actually tells you that you're not supposed to use it on the immediate eye area or that it will cause any stains to your eyelids, which I'm wondering why she did that. And it's the same thing right here. It doesn't say anything about it. I will have to check on the website and see if there's any reference about that or not. Okay my friends, I'm now into my final thoughts about the Celestial Storm palette. As you can tell, I was able to really dig into it and use, I say all of the shades, right? Yeah, I did use all of the shades on this palette, on all these different looks. The outcome of each of the looks are beautiful. I really love the outcome that I was able to achieve. Now this palette right here, I say the mattes are beautiful, they're pigmented, and I mean some of these shades we know that they are pigments and therefore they're more punchy. You know, this palette is not going to give you a daytime look. This is something for either to complement one palette, like a neutral palette, or another of the Dominique Cosmetics palettes, or you know, just for a nighttime look going into Halloween, into Thanksgiving with these orangey shades right here, or even an evening look for New Year's Eve. These shades right here too, they will look very pretty, these together. You see this one right here, this right here, this and this. It's kind of like a Z. I'm just envisioning right here kind of like a New Year's Eve look that I'm very excited for. Now there are a couple things that I have to mention, and I have to be honest with you about this palette. Would I recommend this palette? I will say 60% of me says yes and 40% of me says no. Why is that reason? I don't know if there is the same problem that we came across with the Lemonade palette and this palette right here, because this shade right here, Stargaze, the shade Black Matter, and at the beginning a little bit of the shade Fireball, they are really hardly pressed, so they will not give you that amazing pigmentation right off the back. I use a brush that I always use for applying shimmer shades, and in most cases I don't really need to wet it with MAC Fix Blast, but in this case I had to wet it, and not even wet, it worked. And that led me to go and say, you know what, I'm just gonna use my finger. And I know some people, they don't like to use their fingers to apply shadows. I don't see anything wrong or bad about it. I'm okay doing so. But if you're a person that you don't like that, this may not be the palette for you. And I'm a little bit just wondering, would it be that they had the same problem with the eyeshadows when they were pressed, and that's why they are just so hardly, they are just hardly pressed. That's what I'm saying. Now with this shade right here, Electric Amethyst, as you saw my application of this look right here, it went fine. And actually Fireball, this is the second time that I'm using it. So after I have digged in the first layer of the shade, it went really good. It just gave me the pigmentation that I needed it. But on the first use, it didn't. So I'm just wondering if it's like the first layer and then with the warmth of your finger that it will work. So I'm a little bit like, interesting. As far as the matte shades, they all work fine. There's not a lot of kickback with the shades. As you can tell, my eyeshadow palette looks fairly clean. The shade Zero Gravity may be one of my favorites on this palette, and I'm talking about because I'm impressed that I like that shade. It is a gray shade, but it has a little bit of, although it's neutral, it kind of has like a mauvey undertone to it. I don't know if I'm right or wrong right there, but it looked really good on my lid. And I have these very dark blue circles right here, the dark circles, under my eyes, but they go all the way right here. They look very, very blue, and this shade didn't pull off. It actually brought me to Zero Gravity, which I really love. I think the color story, it is gorgeous, but I'm wondering once again if there's a problem with the foil press shades. Now as far as the toppers, unfortunately the toppers, they don't show that much. They are again so hardly pressed that they don't show. I mean, I'm just gonna swatch them really quick again for you right here. And today it is my second day trying this palette. I wanted to give it a good shot out of it. As you can see, they are very fainted. Now I do have an Artist Couture little kind of like topper, and this one is in the shade Spotlight Leads, and I mentioned it many times, and it's actually on my favorites of August. This right here, it is an amazing topper. I don't know if you're able to see it. I'm trying to do it over the light. The bottom one is a Spotlight Leads by Artist Couture. So that being said, I think that is my reason why I'm a little bit like, I love the color story. It's amazing. I really, it got me right away. I was like, this is what I want. And that's the only thing that it kind of like getting me right there, is like, it's not to its 100%. Now the price, it is, it's comparable to other palettes in the market. It's not a total dud. I mean, like I said, your matte shades, they will work well. They blend really good. I mean, they are not patchy. You have to take your time. I mean, if you know how to apply these type of shades, you will know that you have to blend. But the shimmer shades, the foil shades, I think they have to have a base to it. Like say if you're using these, you have to have this base right here to show. This one I didn't find any trouble. And then these shades right here, they just needed a little bit more right there. Now, believe me, I do love Dominique Cosmetics, and when I say it, I do have all their other palettes right here. This has been in a couple favorites of mine this year. It's an amazing palette. This right here is a beautiful palette too, such a gorgeous palette. And maybe, like I said, I may put some posts on Instagram, so make sure you follow me there too, because I may put some swatches of this palette right here so you can see it up close in another type of lighting, natural lighting, and then maybe try to compare with other ones of her palette. At a first glance, it doesn't seem like it has too many alike shades. I mean, here's Bittersweet from Berries and Cream palette, and I'm gonna put it right here, and then I have here Asterisk Glass. It's just a different tone, and there you go. So these two are different. There's really nothing alike to each other. I mean, they are, I think, overall complementing to each other but not the same. So I think this palette right here, Berry Sun Cream, and the new Celestial Storm are the ones that will complement really well to each other. So if you have these and you want to have a, you know, nighttime look, you can go with this one too. It will give you that good, you know, pigmentation and whatnot. And then from Rustic Glam, I mean, we have some blues right here, but they are not the teal color. They are different. Let me just put them side by side so you can take a look at them. So as you can tell, so here you go. So as you can tell, one is blue and one it's more into the teal shade, but again, they can complement each other. These two shades right here, Lunar Eclipse from Celestial Storm, and then Desert Queen, they are close, but not the same. So they are all different tones. I mean, it's orangey, but they are different. Again, complementing of each other. And then we have these right here, which is her Latte palette, her first palette. Let me show it to you side by side. Again, not the same shades, complementing to each other, but not the same shades. Let me just swatch them for you really quick. I do have Pumpkin Spice right here from Latte. And then here it is the shade Lunar Eclipse. And then here I have Double Shot from Latte palette. And let's see if I can put it right here in the middle. Beep, right there. If you see these right here from the Latte palette, looks a lot more as the one from Berries and Cream. But the one Astrid Last from the new Celestial one, it's different. It's just a little bit more punchy, has even a little bit what it seems like a little bit of a cooler tone as well. Okay, my friends, and I think that makes it for this video. I actually think that Celestial Storm, it is a good palette. It's not the best palette on the repertoire of Dominique Cosmetics. I am a little bit curious now to maybe get the one from Artist Couture, which is coming soon too. I think it's September 13th that it will be coming out. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but I think, you know, it's this September that it's coming. And it's kind of like similar color story, not the same. It doesn't have the same 12 shades. It's a little bit different, but I'm curious to see the performance of the shimmer shades. Again, this Celestial Storm is not a total dud, but it's not at 100%. And like I said, I'm just very curious to know from Dominique Cosmetics if maybe there was an issue at pressing the powders, the shimmer shades, because that's what it seems like to me. But again, after I went out of that first layer, I have been trying this palette for 2 days in a row now. It seems like the shimmer shades were okay after you, like, you know, get out that first layer. Okay, my friends, and this is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, for staying right here, for your time. I really appreciate it. Before you leave, and if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel. It's, you know, just look under this screen right here and you will see a red rectangular button that says subscribe. Just click on it. It's completely free. I do have great content right here, from reviews, first impressions, hauls, I mean, you name it, a lot, unboxings, a lot of things. So please, again, consider to subscribe to my channel and ring that post notification bell, because that's the only way that YouTube will let you know whenever I upload new videos. Thank you so much again for watching. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.